there. He finally got one. And then when he got it on to the running player in McGowan, he got around his player pretty easily. I'd agree with Robert, the kick was probably about 3 feet too short, which meant that Reynolds really had to stretch out and take it off the top of the pack, which he did, certainly with a great deal of skill, and the goal was a good result. 8-12 the Blues, the Bloods 10-7.
Mark Micken, he's in the ruck. He's done a great job for West Adelaide this season. He's been in everything. He's been on the ball all day. Great performer for them. Just taps it down to Filkey. That's a good knock, that one. Herbert gives a lead on the half-forward line. Maskenny's with him. Herbert knocking the ball towards the Sturt goal, some 10 or 15 metres. Smith holds the ball in the area of centre wing for the Blues. So we'll have another bounce. Micken and Spiel. Spiel trying to make front spot. Micken's too good on the balance department, though. Spiel recovering after the ball. Well done, Frank Spiel. Maskenny. Spiel with a free kick, holding the man. He's on centre wing.
He's working hard, Frank Spiel. He really is. Reynolds on the lead. That's the target, but a good punch away there from David Toomey. Sees the ball go out of bounds at left half-forward flank for the Blues. Miller coming off to be replaced by Mike Smith. Certainly tremendous to see Mike Smith on the ground. Craig off hands. Couldn't get rid of it. The tackle was too quick and strong. Now Belton. Screw punt away, sees Mike Smith come in for the slam. Bennett kicks into the open space. Maskenny, which way will it go? He went past everybody. Des Herbert picked it up, runs into the open goal and misses. Well, they can ill afford to miss those. West Adelaide 10-8 now to the Blues 8-12.
Adrian Maskenny ran at that ball as it wobbled into that half-forward line. It was worthwhile going at it confidently though, rather than half. Kick in from McCarthy. Member stand side. Klopp's way down there. Burton's from behind. Micken picks it up. Viney pinches it, then sends the handball out wide. McGowan, he's forgotten it's wet. He's only been out there for half the game. Kick to half forward's a good one. Craig from behind. The ball out of bounds. We're approaching time on in this third quarter. Sturt are 8 points behind. They've lost a bit of ground this quarter. The scores were level at half-time. 8-3 to 7-9. 7-9 to Sturt. They hadn't kicked well in the first half. Westies have gone ahead. They're holding their lead well, but Sturt making some of the leeway up. Rennie now. He receives the ball from Bennett. Kicks it into the space over half-forward. Kavanagh for Sturt. And he taps the ball out of bounds. And there'll be a throw-in on the half-forward line for West Adelaide.
That was a good kick from Michael Rennie. It covered ground. It was quick and low into the open space. Mike Smith, as we mentioned, just came onto the ground a little while back. A prolific goal kicker in 1983 for the Bloods. I think he got over 50 at half-forward that year. Oh, in the ball they yelled, but umpire Semler will in fact bounce between centre wing and right half-forward flank of the Blues. The Bloods, in fact. Back it comes to Grosser. Hogarth. Close to the line, he got a push. That was seen by umpire Semler, and Hogarth will take a free kick. Wasn't a big push, mind you, but it was just a push. This is his 15th kick now, Hogarth. Been a very active player. He's kicked 2 goals. He goes short to Painter. He's just defence side of centre wing. Painter with a brilliant pass to Klopp. Robert, you'll have to get rid of it quick. McGowan, in comes Reynolds, the big chap's up, he's the only player that jumps, and he takes the mark. Gee, he's got a big leap on him, this young lad. I think he is going to be a very good player eventually. Not a bad one now, but he's going to get even better. He didn't really need to jump on that occasion, actually. I thought he was going to jump over the ball for a while. His approach was not confident. Gone right across to the pocket and in fact out on the full.
Yes, David Reynolds getting to the play up at full forward. Ian Wilmot, he's run underneath every ball that's come in there today. I don't think he's contested a ball properly. He gave Reynolds the opportunity then, but he couldn't convert. Here's a chance for Underwood. Round the body. Reynolds is in there again with Winter. He's shepherded out. Well done, Winter. Williams. Belton's back there in defence, working hard in that area. Now, most of his play back would have centred today as Paul Belton, Mark Trier, Grantley Filkey. West Adelaide running it very wide, but they're all running. That's the main thing. There's a bit of trouble for round
Whittlesey was involved then. It was either Whittlesey or Bennett. Whittlesey came out best. The ball went on to Smith, and the good thing about Smith was that he attacked the goal. He went straight for home. It came over the top of the pack, and Derrington, who really has improved as the game has gone on. I think he got his first kick well into the second quarter, but he's been in it a fair bit since then, and that was a fine goal.
Spiel and Micken. Micken straight down to Smith. Smith coming onto the ground just in the last few moments. Well taken, David Toomey. Out of side. Burton's giving him a lead out there. Whittlesey coming in again. Well done, Burton. Away he goes. He's got great direction at the goal as Craig Burton. High in the air. Players setting themselves down there. Kavanagh's the one who spoils it away. Only as far as Mike Smith. His first kick is a behind. Bad luck for West Adelaide. They're 10-9. Sturt 9-12 on Sevens Big League.
28.5 minutes in, not long to go as the kick from Frost goes out very wide. McKinnon tries to spoil Smith. McKinnon taps it back towards Mike Smith, the other player being Daryl Smith. He got it up to centre wing. Burton and Whittlesey. Whittlesey's a lot quicker than people realise. Burton is caught. It comes back to Whittlesey. Craig's on the rebound. The lead is on from Wilmot, but the Craig kick is a shocker.
Unbelievable, in fact, when he had Reynolds standing in the goal square again. He's been in charge. He's a great kick, Craig.
And it went to Belton. Amazing. Dreher. Burton. West Adelaide players are clear, but he kicks to centre half forward, Clayton Lamb. Strong enough normally to take that mark, but he got to push after the event. And he'll get 15 metres. Now, this could be crucial because Clayton Lamb may kick this goal. He couldn't have without the 15, but now he's got a chance. What's it going to be, a drop punt or a torpedo? No, he's going to stick with the drop punt, so he's sacrificing perhaps an edge in distance with this kick. It's his 7th. No, he won't get the distance. Spiel comes across and cuts it off. So that's it. At three-quarter time, everything's set up for a big last quarter. The Blues 9-12-66 trail the Bloods 10-9-69 on Sevens Big League. The start of the last quarter here at Football Park. West Adelaide lead by 3 points. It's been a great contest so far. We see Robert Klomp standing in the square now for Sturt. Find out where he's playing in just a little while. He's been at centre half forward so far in this game. He may well be in the centre, Robert Klomp. Daryl Smith, I think, is running on the ball. Derrington certainly roving. So Robert Klomp is centre. Spiel smashes it to half forward. Craig's at half forward. Klomp went straight through Winter. McKinnon picked it up and kicked it to the outer side of the ground. Whittlesey's got superior pace, but the ball is absolutely stolen by Des Herbert. That was sorcery. Up to half forward now. Clayton Lamb wants a free kick, and he'll get it over the shoulder. Mike Smith wants to play on, but it'll go back to Clayton Lamb. He had a chance on the bell, the three-quarter time bell, to kick a goal, but he just fell short. So now he's got another chance. This is his 8th kick. He's booted 2. It's a long end of the square, but it's off hands for a point. So West Adelaide get the first score in the last quarter. Now I think they're going with a slight breeze. The Bloods are 10-10, the Blues 9-12.
Robert Klomp started off in the centre square then on the bounce down. He's back at centre half forward. David Toomey's still with him. David Frost is kicking in. Great kick it is too, right to the point of the square. Nice tap on by Spiel. Viney, got the strength. The handball's not accurate. Sturt has been good at it all day. Painter gets it to Smith. Beautiful run on by Spawn to affect the tackle and force the kick. Lovely handball by Underwood to Klomp. Klomp's right on the line with the kick. Well done by Dreher as he puts a hand up. It's rushed through for a behind. So Sturt 9-13, West Adelaide 10-10.
Todd Viney stands right back at centre wing, and in fact Derrington goes up to stand Spawn. Spawn was the player that really got West Adelaide into the game in the second quarter, and they'll need to watch him this quarter. Smith couldn't take possession. He ran through Belton. The kick off the ground. Now this back play will work for Sturt now. Derrington, there it is, to Viney. Viney gets past Spawn. He goes short. That won't stick, that kick. It went over the top of Hogarth. It came back to him, though, from Reynolds. The quick kick away is offline, a point only. So the Blues are thinking about their game a bit. They're particularly that back play. 10-10 West Adelaide, Sturt 9-13.
Mark Dreer to bring the ball in for West Adelaide. It's a screw punt that he uses. Right to centre half back. Klomp's the one who puts his hand on it, but it's fisted long and strong. Well taken by Painter. He's usually a very good kick. It's an important one this one, but the wind's holding it up. And Mark Dreer marks the ball. Grosser, back pocket player, since McKinnon has gone to the centre of the ground. He finds Toomey at half back. Toomey goes for some space out in front of the half-forward line. Kavanagh's got the pace to get there quickly. Takes possession, then puts the ball down, forces it towards the boundary line, where it ends up in the boundary umpire's control. So Sturt 9-14, 68, trailing West Adelaide 10-10, 70 on Sevens Big League.
It's a good fight by Kavanagh then. Over the top goes Mike Smith. He came onto the ground midway through that third quarter, but he interfered with Spiel, and the Sturt ruckman will take the kick. That's his 14th kick. He's been a good player. Clock nearly marked that. Hogarth went for the underground one, which hit Belton. Belton to Micken. Micken changes direction and goes for a short one, which finds McKinnon. He'll play it on. Well shepherded by Spawn. McKinnon's kick looks for Muret and finds him. Smith is a running player. I don't know that they'll get much out of that. Oh, it's not a bad kick, though, by Smith. McCarthy under the ball, and he safely executes the mark. We get 20-metre penalty in his favour. Painter wants it, but he has to go longer. Viney from behind, couldn't mark the ball. Spiel again, threw it away, back to Painter. The left foot kick sees Hogarth scouting for it. It went through most players. Grosser plays for a free kick. The umpire not fooled. Craig gives it to Underwood. The lead is on from Wilmot. Underwood bounced it. It didn't come back to him. Now Hogarth. He has a long kick into goal and a great kick into goal. And it's a goal. 3 goals, Hogarth. He's been a top little player for the Blues. And they hit the front now. 10-14 to the Bloods. 10-10. Back to the centre. There's Mark Micken. He's had 226 hit-outs this year. His opponent, Frank Spiel, has had 288. I think he's touched the ball in the hit-out department more often than any other player in Australia, Frank Spiel. Belton runs through half-forward now for the Bloods. Muret's the man in front. Reed's right with him. Is there a push there? No, there isn't. The umpire's played the mark to Reed. There's a bit of everything there. That was a smorgasbord. The punch away. Belton can't run it past Derrington. Moschini picks it up. He's going to go into the centre of the ground. Oh, Filkey cuts them off. Oh, danger. Filkey picks it up. He wants Des Herbert. Whittlesea spoils. Viney runs into trouble. He ran into a lot of trouble. He simply went the wrong way. Spawn applied the tackle. I still believe that this is a danger man for the Blues. Spawn. Kicked a goal in the second quarter. This is his 13th kick. Oh, he's dragged it. A point only. So West Adelaide now 3 points down. 10-11 to Sturt 10-14.
6.5 minutes into the last quarter. David Frost to bring the ball in for Sturt. The wind pretty well across the ground. Maybe favouring the West Adelaide end, but not enough to worry anybody. Spiel tapping it on again to Viney. He's done quite a good job on Spawn since he's been there, because Spawn threatened to take charge of the game. Well done by McKinnon on recovery there. Viney getting back. Rosser taps it to Spawn. Round his body. Spiel's got to save the day. Panics, tries to kick it off the ground instead of bodying the ball. Gives Filkey the opportunity. Into full forward he goes. Reed from behind. Off Malcolm's hands. Trip against Muret. He'll take the free kick. They've hurt his leg a little then too. He's been tripped.
What's the ruling on an intentional trip, Rob?
Report. It is written in black and white in the book.
Might be an unfair result, just say in that situation there. What do you think?
It's hard to say. We've seen it happen so often. We saw Scott Salisbury do it last week too, Peter, we mentioned. Deliberate tripping is not part of the game. Free kick has resulted on this occasion to Peter Muret. A very important goal for West Adelaide. Peter Muret's second. They regain the lead. They're 11-11. Sturt at 10-14.
Well, they're threatening West Adelaide on this grandstand side. That's where they set it up in the second quarter. They want to do it again this quarter. It was Muret who judged it better than anyone else, as you would expect. And as he ran into the open goal, the intentional trip was applied. It worked. But Muret got the free kick and kicked the goal, but he has ended up with perhaps a slight ankle injury following that trip. But nevertheless, the Bloods are in front, 11-11 to the Blues, 10-14 on Seven's big lead.
And Spiel and Micken. Great competition it's been all day. Spiel's probably had the extra height and movement on Micken, but Micken hasn't given up. He's knocked that one away, only as far as McGowan. Smith, who's come on the ground in the third quarter, gives it to Frost. It's on his natural leg too, as he kicks with his left foot over half forward. Reynolds on the lead, and it's run out of bounds ahead of David Reynolds. He's had a good third quarter, David Reynolds. His first half was fairly quiet, mainly because I think Sturt didn't go into that forward line with any idea of an attack on the goal front. It was all short, fiddly play. But last quarter they got in there directly a couple of times, gave him a one-out chance, and he responded magnificently. Ball over the back. Klomp going towards it with Toomey, and Toomey gets the ball up towards Spiel. It's a better take by Spiel than one he tried a few moments ago. Gives it to Moskeny. Players loose at half forward. Viney it is, gives it to Whittlesey. Whittlesey's only got to kick it straight to have some chance. He gives it to Craig. He can usually kick straight. He does kick straight. It's straight through the middle. Neil Craig's first goal. Sturt 11-14. West Adelaide 11-11. The Sturt go to the lead by 3 points on Seven's big lead.
Well, there's no doubt that the Sturt Brains Trust and also Todd Viney are very well aware of the importance of what happens on this grandstand side, because it's the scoring side. Todd Viney was in good position then. The handball went on. Whittlesey got it to Craig, and Craig, ever cool, summed it up beautifully, and with his average of 24 disposals this year, a very high average, he kicked his first goal.
Thanks, Bill. Mark Micken said it all day. Micken lays it down magnificently to Filkey. Filkey into over the half-forward line. Reid coming across. He's got too much pace for Murat. As you can see, he's a beautiful mover. The kick's a bit hairy, though, as it goes straight to Peter Winter. What he tried to do, I don't know. It looked like a one-hand mark of some sort. It's balled away from Burton out there on the half-forward line. Moskeny got a few to beat. He's got good balance. He's maintained it to Hogarth. Hogarth running around in circles. Gets it forward to McGowan. High over the half-forward line. Derrington and Belton. Ball stays in bounds. Most of the disbelief of most people is it lobbed right on the boundary line. But it's certainly not in bounds any longer, as it's kicked out of bounds on the full.
In bounds. Sturt 11-14. West 11-11. 3 points in it. Certainly going to be a torrid run home. We're approaching 11 minutes now, and Sturt makes its bid. 3 points up. Craig's seventh kick only. Punching away is Micken. Off hands Derrington. Now Viney. I tell you what, he's covering ground. He's on the other side of the ground now. Grosser fell over. Picking it up as cool as you like is Viney. He slams it through the middle. What an important goal for the Blues. Todd Viney's first. Sturt 12-14. West Adelaide 11-11. Well, can the Bloods come back? Mark Micken is the key. But it's Frank Spiel who belts it away. Here goes Craig again. They're getting it through half forward, the Blues. Derrington! He copped one for his trouble. Paul, you'll have to give that back. That was definitely a mark. Plus a bit more. Mervyn Kane there is solemn and as demure as they come. Eighth kick to Derrington. As we mentioned, he picked up his first kick in the second quarter, but he's been good since then. Wilmot, Craig again. That'd be a very hard shot at goal. Reynolds is the player there, but off hands. It is rushed through for a point, but Sturt doing all the attacking. 12-15 to the Bloods, 11-11.
From their last meeting at Richmond Oval, Sturt bolted in the last quarter. West won't want that to happen again. The kick to the member set. Viney spoils it down to Derrington. He gets it to Painter. Painter quickly on to his right foot. Tapped down by Wilmot. And a high tackle on McKinnon as he dives in head first to save the day for West Adelaide. He's playing centre, so he's taken. That's one player they haven't got up in the middle of the ground to receive, so they'll have to do it quietly. Sturt with a lot of players through the middle of the ground. Belton now towards Spiel. Spiel takes the mark. I don't know where Micken is. I've just lost him for the moment. Frost. He goes towards Craig. He's right in the spot. Comes off hands. There's a horde of Sturt players there. but Winter and Rennie are both able to keep the ball in the area for West Adelaide and give them a chance to start again. Give a chance for the ruckman to get up with the play. So Frank Spill's back into defensive actions. Any long kick, you'll probably find him by West Adelaide. Hogarth, he's had a heap of kicks. Craig Williams, I think that's his first mark too. They haven't done much either but full forward, Peter.
No, and Craig Williams, I don't know if he's injured or not, but it gives you the impression that he is sometimes. Belton, a short kick, not a good kick. McGowan can't mark the ball. Spiel picks it up. The handball looks for Hogarth. He knew where the players were and tapped it on. It comes out the back now to Derrington. The quick kick away by that player around the body. It's a point. So Sturt doing all the attacking. 12-16 to the Bloods 11-11. And Mickens at full forward, in fact, Robert. And I think Shane Malcolm is having a run on the ball.
Chris McGowan's having a rest in the centre. He's got a bit of leg trouble. Whittlesey flies too early for that kick out. Underwood's getting back there to lend a hand, and he's tripped the opposition. A bit of dead heat. So Chris McGowan feeling the pinch, maybe just the cramp. David Stewart running out to have a talk with him, see if they should take him off the ground or not. That's a fine mark at half-back by Darryl Smith. Here's the fresh legs for Sturt. He came off the interchange bench. It's his 5th kick, came in during the 3rd quarter. Up to half forward, Klopp's got the strength. That's good strength, but well done. Toomey held ground, and he's going to get the free kick for holding the man. No, umpire's changed his mind. He decided to push his arms. It's in the back. Toomey, straight to centre half forward. It's a pretty accurate kick. Hall to Sturpo. Well done, McKinnon, as he gets it back over the top to Randall Bennett. He can't get the handball with quite enough power to spawn. Cross takes possession. The handball's awkward. McKinnon and Painter. McKinnon's got the power. Skinny's got the body as he comes through, but they're not able to take it cleanly. And so there'll be a bounce at half-back. Sturt more desperate now. West Adelaide can't find that smoothness that they had early through the half-forward line. And 15 minutes into the last quarter, Sturt at 12-16, leading West Adelaide 11-11.
Mark Micken now. Moskeny. Hogarth kicks it away. Still getting kicks, Hogarth. Toomey punches it down. The runner's on from McGowan. He had the cramp a little while ago, but have a look at that kick. Spot on it was to the lead of Wilmot. Brilliant disposal. Well, I like the look of this Chris McGowan. The Blues have certainly found a player who can dispose of the ball. 14 kicks he's had today, and that's a wonderful debut for the young man. Wilmot can kick a long way. And straight with his 6th kick. He got his 3rd goal. And that's a vital one for the Blues. 13-16 now to the Bloods, 11-11.
West Adelaide certainly can't get that ball through the half-forward line, but that was great play by Chris McGowan then. Kept his cool. He had Reynolds probably a little bit too far for his kick. He's not a long kicker of the ball, Chris McGowan. And then he saw the full forward Ian Wilmot leading up the centre of the ground. He just held his leg very nicely and found him. And on the boundary line, ready to come on. Another Sturt reserve. So they're really keen to keep their pressure right on West Adelaide.
Well, 17 points now. How good are the Bloods? Can they come back? Down to Painter, it went from Spiel. Klopp tries to get under the ball and can't. Big Reynolds runs out and meets it. Now Derrington. He's found some new wind, and away goes McGowan. Reynolds under the ball. Up goes Wilmot, and that was a strong mark in the pack. Ian Wilmot kicked 2 goals in the 1st quarter, and we haven't seen a lot of him since. And now he's got a chance for his 4th against Craig Williams. Again, that strong approach at the ball, and that's straight through the centre. 4 goals, Wilmot. Brilliant performance. Sturt 14-16 to the Bloods, 11-11 on 7's big lead.
What a confidence player Ian Wilmot is. I suppose all footballers are confidence players because that's what sport's all about. But it seems it's not until Ian Wilmot really gets his hands on one of those takes and puts his boot into the ball confidently that he can really find that skill that he's renowned for. But on that occasion, he went straight out there at that ball and took it as clean as a whistle out of the reach of David Reynolds and has converted an important goal.
Well, the Bloods are in a spot of bother, but the game's certainly not over. There's plenty of time if they're good enough. The Hogarth kick is smothered. Whittlesey's handball, smothered. Comes out again, though. Smith, smothered. Everything's smothered in there, and the umpire will have to bounce it. The Sturt players clapping the efforts of Darryl Smith there to stop West Adelaide possession. 23 points, Sturt lead. Micken and Spiel. I think I'd give it to Spiel today. I think he's His overall game, including his ground play, has been brilliant. And that was a brilliant kick too, painted to Derrington. Jim Derrington, he's got Reynolds one out. He's got Viney into the space. Sturt players are pretty confident at the moment. I think they can see a victory here. Derrington very confident too. He thinks he can kick the distance. His 10th kick. No problem with the distance. Easy. The accuracy not there. Sturt are 14-17 now to the Bloods 11-11.
Jim Derrington gritting his teeth then, trying to do the vice-captain job. That is to kick the goal when it's really needed. A little unfortunate. Usually swings in from that right side. Kick to the outer side, finds Robert Plonk. Had a good first quarter. David Toomey's done a good job on him since then. But no, the free kick's going to be paid. And that's going to be paid to Mark Micken for holding on. Some interference then. He goes wide to Bennett. A fairly quiet day, Randall Bennett. McGowan's after him. He comes to the centre. Filkey's there to receive. Had a great third quarter. He kicked 2 goals. His kick's not too good. Drop mark by Smith. Winter. Des Herbert. Here's an opportunity for West Adelaide. Up to the half-forward line. Mike Smith towards the goal. It's right on line. It's not on line. It's through from behind. West Adelaide moved to 11-12. Trailing Sturt on 14-17.
Ian Wilmot has 49 goals for the season, so he's on target for a possible century. Whittlesey didn't take the mark. Spawn picks it up, and he goes short. Tries to find Burton, that went over that player. Gee, the Bloods making errors now, and Viney certainly having a top quarter. He's closed off the effect of Spawn. Over the top it goes. Grosser, the player who read it best, and he torpedoes the ball back to half-forward. Smith there, gee, did that very well. Came back to that player now. How, I don't know. Through centre-half forward, and Toomey cuts them off with a fine mark.
Toomey from centre-half back. She's having a bit of luck now. Darryl Smith at slow motion then he got into trouble and rammed it at Spiel and somehow got it back. Whittlesey, what a great player he's been for the Blues. He's in everything. He does all the hard work, gets kicks. Underwood smothered off his boot. Kavanagh's got to save the day. Sturt getting loose all of a sudden again, getting the ball in hand. West Adelaide will take advantage of it sooner or later, and now is sooner. Smith to Filkey. Filkey kicks his 3rd goal in the second half. West Adelaide 12-12, Sturt 14-17. 21 minutes gone in the final quarter. Spiel and Micken. Micken with his left hand again, gets it towards Bennett. He knocks it on, doesn't find any bodies. Whittlesey saves the bacon as he gets it out wide to Underwood. He's on centre wing. His kick's long to the half forward where he's got Craig. Craig takes possession of the ball. Lead from Wilmot. The Craig kick's usually spot on. Wilmot ducked his head then. Micken now. Straight across the ground towards the boundary line. It's a pretty safe spot to be. Viney's got a save. Oh, that's a good take and good strength by Todd Viney. Keeps it in play. Then works back to the ball and gets the free kick. The umpire should have let that play on. It was a definite infringement because there was no players around the 2 Sturt players backing up Viney. The umpire's let it come back, and Todd Viney will have the free kick on the half-forward flank for Sturt. Kick number 8, high in the air. Reynolds from behind, he can't take it. Williams effects a very good take. In fact, in the full-back area, Spiel's back there, nearly takes a one-hand mark. Underwood, Smith, Filkey's after him. He's got to keep the ball in play, and he does. Hogarth, must have been hard to see that with the sun in his eyes. He goes back to the goal square where Mark Micken takes the ball.
Mark Micken has played well, but I think he's had his colours lowered by Frank Spiel. This is Micken as he gets it over to Williams. The handball missed Dreer, but he still has the run of the ball. He gave it away. McGowan back to Craig. This could be it. Craig's got a chance. He's run into a bit of trouble though. Kavanagh got it from Craig and then missed. What was Dreer doing there? Gee. Well, he's got the ball back now. He won't. I don't think he'll make the mistake twice.
Mark Dreer pressed the panic button a moment ago. That's an awkward ball to Mark too, and Peter Winter doesn't. It's a great handball. Hogarth running in. I don't know why. Here's a player running from the right spot, and he's kicked the goal, Andrew Underwood. So Sturt just too efficient. Andrew Underwood's 14th kick, 2nd goal. Sturt 15-18, West Adelaide 12-12.
Well, the West Adelaide defenders have made a few mistakes in the last couple of minutes, and on that occasion. It was a brilliant painter handball. Two players had the chance, Viney and Underwood. Underwood came through like a runaway bus, ran into the open goal, and that was a good one for him. His second. The Blues 15-18, lead the Bloods 12-12 on Seven's big lead.
Micken and Spiel in the centre of the ground. Can Spiel get his hand on another one? Or Micken? It's a dead heat. Micken has a second swipe with his right. The ball just knocked forward. Craig, he's been a big plus on that half-forward line this quarter. Smith is usually a pretty good kick on the run. That's a very good kick, but he isn't running straight. It's through from behind. So Sturt 15-19, West Adelaide 12-12.
The Blues very keen to consolidate their position in that final five. And the victory here will, to some extent, do that. The Spiel smashes away again. Winter got front spot off Craig then, but Craig is pressuring him into the pocket, pressuring him all the way. In fact, Craig's got possession, and umpire Semler will come in and bounce 25 metres from the Sturt goal. It's been a big quarter for the Blues. They've advanced from 9-12 to 15-19. Gee, that's 6-7 they've kicked. An amazing quarter. Painter goes long into the square. Klomp comes across. Williams smashes it through for a point. So Sturt have gone to 15-20 to the Bloods 12-12.
David Toomey this time. He'll kick in for West Adelaide. Mike Smith moved from attack up into defence to create an opportunity. He has the ball in the back pocket. Towards Spawn and Viney. Viney in front. Spawn gets his hands to it though. Whittlesey leaves it behind. Now Clayton Lamb. Filkey. When he gets going, he's on the run, and he's done it well in the second half. It's a great bit of football by West Adelaide. Peter Murat. He's within distance. There's no need for him to panic. He's got to kick the goal. That's the important thing. And that is a wonderful kick, Peter Murat. Straight through the centre. Fourth kick, third goal to Peter Murat. So West Adelaide creep a little closer. 13-12 they are. Sturt 15-20.
Well, they're certainly not giving up, and the run through the centre then was brilliant. It ended up with Filkey. Filkey's short pass to Murat was spot on, and that's just an indication that West Adelaide can kick goals if they can run it through half forward freely. They did then, and the result was the right one.
26 minutes into the last quarter. Spiel and Micken. Sturt have certainly run away with it a little bit this quarter. Knocked away by Micken. Spiel trying to do the roving as well now. Lamb intercepted by Spiel. Klomp gets the ball. He gives it across to Underwood. Underwood's within distance. Wilmot leads. The goal square's open. Has he run straight? He's run straight. It's through the middle. I think that's the sealer. Sturt 16 goals 20, 116. Leading West Adelaide 13-12-90 on.
Through to Sturt, kicking 9 goals, 8 in the last quarter. 18-20 to 14-13. Wilmot booted 5, Hogarth got 4, Underwood 3, and for West Adelaide, Murat got 3, Filkey 3, Lamb and Burton got 2 each. And in fact, right after the game, Robert Adey spoke with Michael Rennie, but first he asked Robert Klomp about the amazing form reversal of Sturt from last week to this week.
Well, it's quite a turnaround, Bob. It's just turning out to be one of those seasons where week to week it's very hard to predict what's going to happen. We certainly were completely outclassed by Norwood last week, and we just seemed to dig in there. And although I don't think it was a great game, and we had a half where we didn't seem to produce a lot, we were at least able to dig in there and produce the football we needed at the end, and to get there with a win.
What's the reason for this low quarters when you kick 1 and 2 goals in the second and third quarters? It seems to be happening all the time to you. What do you think it's causing this?
I suppose if we knew, we could correct it, but I don't know whether it's just an attitude thing. We seem to sometimes go into our shell where maybe it's a thing where, because of the quantity of young players in the side, and when the opposition get the upper hand, we're just not changing our game quick enough, and perhaps going a little bit defensive and just nullifying our opponent before we regain composure and then go on the attack again.
Yeah, we've got a number of problems, and we're all aware of that. I think Robert's right. I mean, it's an attitude problem. I don't think you can produce form one week and then lose it completely the next. So I just think we've got a bit of a mental problem at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably a little bit more than that. I think there's a big problem.